Brazil Cuiaba, or the Cuiaba Brazil mission is probably, I think it's the best, but everybody thinks their mission is the best. And so it was just it's a really great place to go. I think learning a new language makes it kind of a newer experience for me, at least in country. And I'd always feel the Spirit more when I was speaking Portuguese. I don't know if it's because that's what I was supposed to do or not, but it's just kind of a new thing, and it made me feel the Spirit stronger. And the Brazilian people are great because they're easy to talk to, and they're easy to they invite you in their home. They invited us, anybody, even if they didn't care for what our message was. They all welcomed a religious message into their home, and so it was fun to be able to go teach everybody. They all welcomed our message, and so one of the hardest things was to figure out which lessons were better to be taught, because there was never a hard time giving lessons. So it was really fun just to see all the changes that people made, all the great conversions. Because in Brazil, for the most part, the baptisms they come fairly easy. Because the people they eat it up. They want to be baptized. They want to learn more. And we probably, on the average in our mission, it was about one a week, which is normal, because they love the gospel. They love to learn more about Christ. So everybody listened to us, and it was fun to see all that, see all the changes everybody made. I think some of the greatest people I met were from Brazil. Their spirit, it seems so much stronger than I would imagine. They live in poverty, they live in horrible circumstances, but their spirit, they talk more about the gospel than people that have been members their whole life. Most people that I know, they're very strong, and it's very uplifting to see how strong they are, and see how much they love the gospel, and how converted they become where they are, because it's so hard to live, so hard to be a member from where they are. And one thing that I love to do when I was walking down the street, some advice from my brother that helped me a lot, is to imagine everybody in white. If you walk down the street, you knock on someone's door and you imagine them in white, then it seems like I put more effort into it if I already imagine them that way, kind of imagine them the way God would. And I think the hardest lesson I learned, or the lesson that took me the longest, is to love the people, to love everybody for who they were, and just feel the love of Christ. I think it hit me around probably 3/4 of the way through my mission. Like, before I felt love for the people, it wasn't quite I didn't understand the Christ love. And so once I understood that, it was kind of like I hit sixth gear and just went for it. Kind of when I understood to love. I understood the love that Christ had more than I ever had. And that's when I spoke to everybody. I think the biggest thing in Brazil, the biggest error that people made in my mission was not to talk to everybody. Everybody's in the street. Everybody's walking around. Everybody's sitting in front of their house. At least in the Cuiaba area, because it's so hot that they just sit in the front of their house and drink water, or have something out there that they're just talking in the shade, in the wind. And it's just people, a lot of missionaries, at least the younger ones, that was our experience, that they like to walk. They'd walk long distances and pass lots of people, but the best moment I had, the best time I had, was when I spent a whole day on one street and just taught lesson after lesson, and people just started accepting. It was a street behind our house. We didn't have to walk far at all. That's probably the biggest thing, is the ease to talk to people in Brazil, because everybody will listen. You don't have to walk far. You walk out your front door. And some of the people we talked to, they lived right behind us. They never even heard of the missionaries. They've seen them, but nobody ever talked to them. And that's the biggest thing, to talk to everybody that's around. And that was the most efficient and the most the most success we had was just in that after I learned how to that it was easier just to talk to everybody right around us instead of walking long distances. Because a lot of people like to walk long distances to find the poorer people, because they're more humble. They're forced to be humble. So we'd go out there because it was easier to find baptisms. But we found a lot of great people right around our house. And Brazil it's just a fun place to live, fun place to be.